The last time you tried to be intimate or actually were, did you pick up on the change? Not only in how well you could perform, but in the real physical dimensions before things even began. Perhaps you've looked in the mirror and wondered, this doesn't match what I recall. Here's the explanation for what's going on. The tissue responsible for allowing expansion is actually contracting at the cellular level. It's known as corporal fibrosis. And once you pass 60, it speeds up. The blood vessels supplying that tissue are getting narrower, in some cases by up to 40% relative to your 30s. And this is the aspect no one mentions. What you're seeing in the mirror at the moment, appearing smaller even in a relaxed state, that isn't your true baseline. That's not irreversible shrinkage. That's limitation. That's your tissue living in a persistent, underinflated condition due to restricted blood flow. And I'll demonstrate how a $2 item from your pantry, likely right beside your flower at this moment, reverses that vascular constriction responsible for reducing your size. But prior to diving into the full protocol, allow me to demonstrate something that will alter your view of your body's capabilities. Because if you're similar to most men I've helped, you've begun accepting that this is simply the new normal, that your body has entered an irreversible phase of deterioration. Here's an initial test, and it will reveal within 24 hours if your vascular system remains capable of responding. Tonight, just before sleep, mix 1/4 teaspoon of aluminum-free baking soda. It matters that it's aluminum-free in 8 ounces of water. Consume it. Tomorrow morning when you awaken, observe your first urination. Not merely if you urinate, but the characteristics of the stream. If the flow comes out stronger, with more pressure, a broader stream, and a straighter path, that's your vascular system reacting. That's evidence that your smooth muscle tissue is still able to dilate with the proper internal conditions. But this is the key element, and it's where many men halt and assume they've discovered the solution. That one dose only affects superficial acidity. It produces a short-term change. The deeper restriction, the one impacting your erectile tissue that's built up over years, demands a particular sequence. A single dose offers a glimpse of potential. The complete protocol brings back baseline performance. I'm Dr. May Anderson. For 25 years, I've practiced as a urologist, focusing on men's sexual health and vascular improvement. I've assisted thousands of men who entered my office certain that their reduced size and function were irreversible. The majority of them were mistaken. What they experienced, and probably what you're dealing with, is reversible vascular restriction. And the protocol from my practice targets the precise mechanisms we'll discuss soon. To grasp why one dose falls short, you must understand what's occurring within your erectile tissue. At present, your erectile tissue consists of 3 chambers, 2 corpora along the top and 1 corpus spongiosum along the bottom encircling your urethra. Picture them as sponges within a balloon. When blood enters under pressure, those sponges swell and push against the outer layer, producing rigidity and girth. But this is what shifts after 60. Those sponges begin forming scar tissue. It's termed fibrosis. Each morning, without a full, firm erection, and I mean complete firmness, not just mild tumescence, that tissue becomes slightly stiffer, slightly less flexible. It's comparable to a rubber band left unused in a drawer for years. The stretchiness fades. Now, this is the detail your physician likely skipped, since most urologists learn to manage symptoms rather than enhance the core vascular conditions. That scar tissue isn't the primary issue. The primary issue is the acidic state in your blood. When blood pH falls even 0.1 or 0.2 points, it initiates endothelial dysfunction. That means the lining inside your blood vessels struggles to generate nitric oxide effectively. Without sufficient nitric oxide, those vessels remain narrowed. They fail to dilate completely. It's akin to filling a water balloon via a coffee stirrer rather than a garden hose. You might push water through, but full volume is impossible. Research indicates that men over 60 typically have blood pH averaging 0.2 points more acidic than in their 30s. It may seem minor. Many doctors consider it normal range, but for the vascular system, particularly the tiny arteries supplying erectile tissue, it's devastating. Those arteries there are already 40% narrower than at age 30 from standard aging. Layer acidic blood over that, and you're operating with perhaps 30% of original flow capacity, or even less. This explains why, even with mental arousal and desire present when you wish to participate, the physical reaction is slow, partial, or unreliable. It's not mental, it's mechanical. The lines are pinched and pressure is low. Here's how this manifests in everyday life. Does this ring true? You awaken without a morning erection. Occasionally one occurs, but it's less firm than before and vanishes fast. In an intimate situation with your partner, you're mentally involved, yet your body needs 5 or 10 minutes to respond or fails to fully. At times, you reach partial hardness, but not the level you recall. In the shower, glancing down, it appears smaller than before, even relaxed. Not hugely, but enough. Perhaps half an inch or more. That's not true shrinkage. That's tissue in a persistent underinflated mode from limited blood flow. Now, this is where many men, and sadly many doctors, misunderstand. You've likely tried L-arginine supplements already. Perhaps citrulline or prescription PDE5 inhibitors like sildenafil or tadalafil, seeing maybe 60% or 70% of desired results before plateauing or becoming unreliable. Some days effective, others with identical dose and situation, hardly any effect. Here's the reason. This is the crucial missing link that transforms outcomes. Those approaches aim to produce more nitric oxide. They're adding fuel to the motor. But in acidic blood, nitric oxide degrades in seconds after formation. It's like filling a leaky bucket. Pour quicker, but it never holds. The conditions destroy what you're creating. One patient described it perfectly. He noted, "Over 6 months, I spent $400 on various supplements. Arginine, citrulline, horny goatweed, even a blend from a YouTube promotion, and I'd achieve one solid outcome in every 3 tries. It seemed my body resisted me, despite doing everything correctly, yet results were erratic." That's precisely it. His system generated nitric oxide from supplements, but acidity destroyed it before proper vessel dilation. Occasional wins occurred on slightly more alkaline days, failures otherwise. And this is precisely why I'd like you to subscribe to Vital Health Seniors immediately. The details coming next require understanding sequence and timing. Missing the upcoming content next week, detailing 3 foods that boost or ruin this protocol, leads to incomplete results and doubt. You'll complete steps 1 to 4, question the 50% gains while the cause is on your breakfast plate. Subscribe to access the full system. Here's another common pitfall for men: topical creams and gels. They claim better size, flow, performance, and some provide short-term surface dilation. Application brings warmth, perhaps temporary plumping for 20-30 minutes, but they ignore systemic acidity. They fail to alter internal conditions. Brief enhancement fades. You're not resolving the root, merely covering symptoms, like painting over a foundation crack. The true problem, explaining inconsistent lasting fixes, is your body's internal setting hostile to vessel expansion. Imagine growing plants in poisoned soil. No amount of water or light helps much. They survive, not flourish. Soil must be suitable first. Your blood is that soil, currently too acidic for needed vascular expansion in full erectile performance. Here's the pattern you've likely faced, and it will feel all too familiar. You use your supplement or pill, sometimes achieving great firmness, size, duration. Other times, identical dose, timing, conditions, minimal effect. That variability breeds worry. You question if it's mental. You layer on pressure. Variability stems from fluctuating blood pH. On more alkaline days, perhaps cleaner eating, hydration, exercise sweating acids, the aid works. Nitric oxide persists for dilation. On acidic days, it doesn't. And this fuels frustration, keeping men awake. You assume it's stress, attraction, or age. Adding anxiety worsens it via cortisol-raising acidity. A cycle forms. Physical issue sparks mental stress, aggravating the physical. So here's the protocol that shifts everything. Follow the order as steps build sequentially. Skipping or jumping yields perhaps 40% outcomes and confusion. Complete 4 steps sequentially maximize vascular capacity for your physiology. The bicarbonate protocol includes 4 phases. Each unlocks the following. Step 1. Morning alkalizer, days 1 to 7. Your base week. Immediately upon waking, before coffee, food, phone, 1 4-teaspoon aluminum-free baking soda in 8 ounces filtered water. Squeeze in half a fresh lemon, not bottled. This prompts quick blood pH shift. Baking soda buffers alkalinity. Lemon metabolizes to alkaline ash despite fruit acidity. Within 30 minutes, systemic acidity falls. Blood pH moves alkaline. But this lays groundwork. You're preparing the soil. In first 48 hours, feedback confirms. Morning urination markedly stronger. Fuller pressure, wider stream. Sound changes hitting water? That's urinary smooth muscle reacting to alkalinity. Same muscle lines erectile chambers. Response there means everywhere. Some notice clearer first urine, efficient waste flush. Step 2, nitric oxide window days 5 to 14. We delay to day 5 for shifted baseline pH first. With pH adjusted, nitric oxide boosters function. Take L-citrulline or L-arginine, 500 milligram citrulline optimal, 30 minutes post-morning drink. Timing critical. Nitric oxide half-life, 3 to 5 seconds acidic, 2-3 minutes alkaline. Brief versus sustained opening, partial versus full chamber fill. But many stop here, seeing week 2 firmness gains, 70-80% desired, thinking sufficient. Yet with solid nitric oxide, fibrotic tissue limits expansion despite flow. Blood arrives, tissue can't accommodate. So step 3, tissue soak, days 10 to 30. External phase targeting fibrotic tissue. 3 weekly sessions. Monday, Wednesday, Friday ideal. 15-minute soak. 2 tablespoons baking soda in shallow warm water basin. Not hot, bath comfortable. Localized alkalinity forms. Osmotic pull extracts waste into water. Stiff fibrotic tissue softens, gains pliability. Feedback in first soak week, healthier tissue appearance, better skin tone, less discoloration, thinned aged look fades, flaccid fuller, less retracted. Microcirculation improves, tiny vessels dilate, nourishing starved areas. One man said it quit looking retired. Another, glancing down, I thought, this is familiar again. Now, before step 4, the accelerator most urologists ignore, untaught in school, please hit like now. Engagement in first 24 hours drives algorithm to show this to more men. Thousands search, waste hundreds on ineffective supplements lacking pH vascular basics. You're like AIDS discovery. If you've felt private struggle, embarrassment with doctor, avoided intimacy from uncertainty, you know the isolation. Help others find relief. Step 4, consistency protocol. From day 21 onward, locking gains permanently. 5 days on, 2 off. Morning drink, Monday, Friday, skip weekends. Pulsing avoids adaptation, reducing natural bicarbonate. Kidneys make it natively. Constant external supply makes them slack. Like weight training, stress, rest, stronger adaptation. By week 3, most see visibly larger baseline flaccid size. Not growth, tissue doesn't in weeks, but end to chronic constriction. Dilated vessels, properly perfused, decompressed tissue. Week 4, erectile firmness advances. Fuller, quicker engorgement, longer duration. Peak in 2 to 3 minutes versus 10-15. Realistic timelines. No overnight wonders. 48 to 72 hours. Urinary flow gains. First indicator. Week 1, morning erections resume. Perhaps partial. Tumescence. More days. Weeks 2 to 3, visible flaccid increase. In shower, dressing, private views. Week 4, full erectile capacity to current max, not age 25, but vascular age max. This is optimization, removing steals on size, function. Now, the enhancer distinguishing good from outstanding results. One factor amplifies or undermines all. Most men err daily unknowingly. Dietary acid from animal protein timing. High protein meal, 8 Oz steak, chicken, 3 eggs. Produces acids breaking amino acids, sulfuric, phosphoric. Blood pH drops 3 to 4 hours post-meal. Alkaline reverts acidic. Even post-morning bicarbonate, acidic again. Nitric oxide degrades, vessels reconstrict. Bicarbonate 7 a.m., bacon eggs 7:30, protocol neutralized fast. Fix shift animal protein later. Morning alkaline focused, berries, melon, oats, almond butter, plant smoothie. Steak evening, 6 p.m. plus. Why? Night deepest repair, REM growth hormone, tissue fix. Alkaline sleep maximizes vascular regen. Daytime, especially morning half, for energy, spontaneous potential, sustained alkalinity aids circulation. Second enhancer, tested hundreds. Beetroot powder, 1 tablespoon afternoon, 3 to 4 p.m. Water, smoothie, tolerable whey. Beets nitrate rich, convert nitric oxide. Efficient only alkaline, 20% acidic, 70-80% alkaline. Post-protocol day, optimal pH for conversion. Secondary spike counters afternoon dip, perfect evening intimacy timing. Full sequence impact. Morning bicarbonate bases, dilates. Alkaline breakfast sustains mid-morning. Afternoon beets surge into evening. Protein timing, alkaline sleep repair. Adding timing in beets, 40-50% superior versus base. Not mere restore, optimize past recent memory. 1. Quit comparing to 30s, better than 55. Another, wife noted confidence rise, unaware changes, just less hesitation. Goal, current physiology max, not youth chase. Hundreds report full system, tracked 400 plus practice men, 18 months, ages 58 to 81, average 67. Aggregated, not cherry-picked. 30 days, 82% morning erections, 3 to 4 weekly. 76% flaccid increase visible, 0.5 inch average length, 71% firmer erections, quicker, under 5 minutes versus 10 to 15. 60 days, 88% consistent function sans or reduced meds, 20 mg tadalafil to 5 mg none. 79% partners notice physical sans prompt, visible, palpable change. Numbers miss essence. Men say, quit avoiding intimacy, relationship transformed, monthly to 2 to 3 weekly. Unaware mental drain, worrying cooperation, background anxiety vanished. Wife asked changes pre-telling, felt better than physical, more present. Common, shower glance, recognize self, not size, normal feeling. This concerns reclaiming self, body responding familiarly, no mental prep for failure in intimacy, confidence, quiet body reliability. Best results, not worst starters. Some no full erection 3 years, others 80% seeking more. Key, consistency. Commit full protocol, morning drink 5 weekly, soaks 3, protein adjust. Dramatic shifts there. Not 3-day, 1 week. 30-60-day optimization. Baseline restored, maintenance easy, drink habit, soaks ritual, max function. Next actions, gentlemen, reality, info idle without action. Complete protocol shared, steps, timing, enhancers, but knowledge sans use, mere video. Act now, not post video. Subscribe Vital Health Seniors. Weekly evidence strategies, men over 50 rejecting inevitable decline. Next, 3 vascular destroying foods, 2 heart healthy mainstream. Miss it, sabotage unknowingly. Perfect steps. 50% results from breakfast toast protein bar. Subscribe, avoid, hit like, not me. For 2 a.m. searcher, isolated, fearing permanent break. Engagement reaches, 64-year-old avoiding wife intimacy, embarrassed, your like helps. Comment, day 1 starting tomorrow. 4 words. Public commitment boosts follow-through 60%, psychology says. I'll reply many. Questions, blood pressure meds, kidney issues, interactions, below. I read all, most vital, share one needing man. Friend mentioned struggle, brother joked, south gathering, father quiet on,